and welcome back. Gavin Sword Science here again. I have my trusty Tibetan Easton Saber, which broke a couple months ago, which is kind of sad because it's kind of a fun sword. It was about 7 months old, and honestly, it really doesn't have enough damage to really be considered overly used. And unfortunately, it took a break right in the foible, lost a couple inches, but it was rather dramatic, and everybody in unison at the club goes, "Oh no, it's gone." So what are we gonna do? Well, I still have about 29 inches left of blade, and it's actually still pretty flexible. So it's a cutlass, but this is sharp. So I've got the Work Sharp Elite and a really super coarse grit belt, and we're going to be using the blade grinder attachment on the back with a flat platen, and we're going to round it off and see if we can make a fairly blunt, safe tip out of this. I will tip it with thermoplastic to make it extra safe, but we're going to round it off and blunt it just in case the plastic fails. So let's get to it. Full disclosure, I'm not a pro bladesmith, so let's see what happens. I pro, because I know people will have comments. So you'll see I'm just kind of working back and forth against the belt, kind of not putting too much pressure on here, just gently rounding the corners and trying to kind of find all those sharp edges. This is not the most powerful motor ever. If you press too hard against the belt on the platen, it's going to bog down and you're going to risk burning the thing out. So I'm just trying to be really kind of ginger with it and let the machine and the belt do the work and not kind of force it at all. This is kind of just stuff that I've gained from watching other people do blade grinding. I've never done any significant grinding work, especially not with a belt sander of any kind. So kind of goes to show as like a lesson. If you want to do something, best thing to do is just try it out. You know, we love swords and we should know how to do kind of minor adjustments and minor fixes. I could certainly see using this tool to get rid of some nasty burrs and guards, kind of smooth and polish things. It's just kind of a great tool. Awesome. That looks so much better. We'll just hit that with a little sanding block just to smooth it all out. But it looks really good right off the machine. And that is really nice and smooth. That is not going to hurt anyone. It is very smooth. I can put my full force into this. I can flex it into my hand. It's totally fine. So it's a little bit over about 2 mils at the very center of the I-beam, and then even thicker on the edges. So great construction. You know, Tibetan does know what they're doing. Every now and then it's steel and something happens. You get a stress riser, a little dent in the blade, and you know that's a really common place for blades to fail. So I did reach out to them for a warranty replacement, and after a couple attempts, they did respond And I know they're having trouble with the government, and they moved their shop, but they did respond on Convent and said they will be sending me a replacement in a batch coming in July. So I will replace it. Threaded tang, really easy to replace. These blades are excellent. Some of the toughest blades in the club. Really, we've not seen any other ones break. So highly recommended, even though this one was unfortunate. But we'll put it through its paces and we'll do a little cutlass sparring. And just be careful with the thrusting. We'll put some plastic on here just to make it a little bit thicker, and just be kind of gentle if I do any thrusting with it. But hope you enjoyed that project with the little work sharp here. It's kind of a cool thing. You know, for somebody who's not a bladesmith, who's never done any metal work whatsoever, except for sharpening my kitchen knives on the stone. That was really easy, and basically anyone could do this. I'm not particularly crafty or handy. This is just a great little thing to have. So if you enjoyed that, thanks for sticking around, and I will see you on the next one. Sword Science.